Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and I coming to you with yet another puzzle. This is one that I saw on Logic Masters Germany this morning, my time. It is actually very late here, but I wanted to get a video done, so I'm recording. This one is called Totally Unfair by Joseph Nehme. And the name drew me. I wanted to try and see if I could do a puzzle that was totally unfair. If it is totally unfair, this is a video that will disappear into the ether of deletion and will never be seen by anyone. If it is a fair puzzle, it is possible that I will post it and you will see it. Just in case it does get posted, I would like to thank Joseph for letting me do his puzzles, and there will be links below where you will be able to attempt this puzzle, and where I will post to Joseph's page on Logic Masters Germany and all of that good stuff. If you are a setter and you want me to have a look at one of your puzzles, I have an email address and my contact details below. Please feel free to message me and let me know. Yeah, because I'm always interested in looking at new stuff, or reach out to me on the Cracking the Cryptic Discord server. But let's look at this puzzle now. So this is Totally Unfair, maybe, by Joseph Nehme. I apologize if I got that pronunciation wrong. And there are 3 rules in play. Normal Sudoku rules. In every box, in every row, and in every column, we must place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. There are arrows in the grid. The arrows, the digits that you place on the arrows must... the digits you place on arrows, you will sum them up and you will stick them in the head of the arrow. So these 3 digits, the total of those will go there. The total of these 2 digits will go there. The total of those 2 digits will go there. If these 2 digits could be the same, because these do not see each other by Sudoku rules. And there is killer cages, which are digits in killer cages. You add them up and they must sum to the total in the top corner of the cage. Unlike with arrows, these 2 digits, even though they do not see each other by normal Sudoku rules, those 2 digits cannot repeat. So now the goal is to try and figure out how with, what have we got? 5 cages and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 arrows, 2 of which are teeny, how we're going to solve this. Well, there's 2 arrows that are that have 3 length where the cells could all see each other, so they must all be 6, 7, 8, or 9, and that's because the minimum you could put on an arrow is 1, 2, 3, so the minimum is 6. Okay, I'll use column 1 as an example. It's less cluttered. The minimum you can put into those 5 cells are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that means the minimum you can put in those 2 cells is 15, which means 9 and 6 is the smallest digit you can put in to make up 15 is a 6. So even though a 2-cell arrow can be anything much lower than a 6, this one can't be, because these cells must sum to at least 15, and this is the same, 6, 7, 8, or 9. I will be using my calculator because there is math on this. 15 in 3, average 5, yeehaw. 12 in 3, yeah. 9 in this column cannot go on any of those arrows, so it must go there, so that can't be a 9. If that's not a 9, there is a 1 on that arrow. I think that means that can't be a 6, because if this is 1, 2, 3, I can't make up 6 with 1, 5, or 2, 4. If this is 1, 2, 4, I can't make up 6 with 1, 5, or 2, 4. So if it's 8, I've got 1, 2, 5, which blocks out 1, 5 and 2, 4, or it's 1, 3, 4, which blocks out 1, 5 or 2, 4. This cannot be a 6. Okay. I'm pretty certain this is going to be a set puzzle. Set. Okay. Describing set on a video. This is going to be, so set stands for set equivalence theory. And this one, we'll see how complex it gets. Let me just quickly have a look at what I'm thinking of. And if it holds up, then I will... Yep, okay. I think that's going to be it. So I'm going to describe set equivalence theory and do that again. So I'm going to highlight those two columns. What do we know about those two columns? Almost nothing, apart from the fact that in the solved grid, this column will have all of the digits from 1 to 9, and this column will have all of the digits from 1 to 9. Or more importantly, in this case, this will sum to 45 because all of the digits from 1 to 9 will sum to 45, and this will sum to 45. All of the digits from 1 to 9 sum to 45. So what we're looking at here is a total of 90. I'm now going to sum those two rows. And what we know here is that all of the cells in blue, because they're two sets of 1 to 9, also sum to 90. So what we've got at the moment is a total of 90 and 90. So what we're now trying to do is keep the equal sums in those columns. Now, this is in green and blue. So if you have two lots of 90 and you subtract the same number, whatever that number is from both, they will end up at the same. So if that was a 3, 90 minus 3 is 87, and 90 minus 3 is 87. So it doesn't matter what that value is, green and blue would still have the same total. And I can do the same for all 4 of those. So what we still have is the same total for green and blue. Now, this is those. So the rule of arrows states that whatever goes in those 3 cells, we add them up and put them in there. So if we remove all of that, we still have the same total, green and blue. Green has the same total as blue. And we could do the same there, and we could do the same there, and we could do the same there. So what we have now is green has the same total as blue still. Now, the reason this is interesting is because these have a minimum value of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each. This is 4 cells. Now, getting to 30 in 4 cells, there's a couple of different ways of doing it. So what we need to figure out is that more pressured than we think? So if there's no repeats, it has to be 30. 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 is 2 sets of 6 and 9 is 15, 8 and 7 is 15, so that's 30. So the challenge here is what happens if there's repeats. So if we repeat a 9 in here, that takes 9 out of here, and we'd have to put 1 in both of those, take 1 out of both of those. That's not an issue. Of course. This is the same trick that we saw in a puzzle probably about 2 weeks ago by Peter V, called Setting the Scene, which was done with diagonals. If I remember, I'll throw a link to it. This is a similar trick. It's actually kind of the same trick that Peter used. So these, I think, must all be different. And let me explain why. I'm actually going to put digits into the grid to demonstrate why. I'm seeing this faster because I've seen it recently. So what happens if we put 2 9s into these? And it doesn't matter if we put them there or we put them there. So if we put 2 9s in here to increase this total, now that looks fine, except now we must put a 9 because of this, the total that's come up into one of these 3 blues. So let's put it there. This now cancels out this. So now we've got to get these 9 cells into these 3 cells. Now, if we add these up, this has to be 15. This is at least 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need to get to 25 in 3 cells. Now, 9, 8, 7 is only 24. So both of these would have to be 8. Now, if we have 2 8s in here, where do we put 8 up here? Well, we have to put 8 up here, which cancels out one of the 8s. And now we've got these needing to equal these. But this totals 17, and the minimum I can put in there is 15, and the minimum I can put in there is 6, which is 21. 21 does not equal 17. This does not work. So I cannot repeat any digits in here, and this becomes 6, 7, 8, and 9. I can't put a 9 in there because of the fact that I have to put a 9 into one of those 2. That's kind of interesting. Doesn't apply as much pressure as I might say. Oh, of course, now these have to be minimums. So these all have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to keep this down to 30. 3, 4, and 5 is 12. I can take 1, 2 out of there. 1, 2 goes in. 3, 4, and 5 come out of there. These also become 1 and 2. And that's just there with out of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's only one way to make 12, which is using all the bit maximum digits. There is now a 1, 2 pair in the column. I can take 1, 2 out of there. There's a 1, 2 pair in the column. I can take 1, 2 out of there. These must be 6, 7, 8, and 9 because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. These must be 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that's because I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2 must be in here because I've eliminated it from there by the columns. So now I've got 6, 7, 8, and 9 quadruples in these columns. And I can't put 9 in either of those because they're on arrows. But it does, now it means that these must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've also got 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruples in these boxes. So these must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these ones can't be 1, 2 because 1, 2 in column. These can't be 1, 2 because of 1, 2 in row. This has left us with 3, 4, 5 triple. So I could take 3, 4, 5 out of there. 3, 4, 5 triple. I can take 3, 4, 5 out of there. And I've got 1, 2 pairs. What is going on? Now, I don't think they're limited. Like 7 could be 5, 2. Hang on, can I put a 1 on this arrow? I don't think I can. Because a 1 with a 6, a 1 with a... No, I can't put a 1 on that arrow. So, yeah, I couldn't because there's a 1 up there. But 2, 5 gets me to 7, 3, 4 is 7, 5, 3, 5, 4. Yeah, they're all okay. 1, 5 gets me to 6, so I'm still okay there. Is it that? This must be 7, 8 or 9 because it has to be higher than 6, 7, 8. But this has a minimum of 6. 6 plus 4 is too high. This has to be 1, 2 or 3. This is 7, 8, 9. Same is true down here. This has to be 7, 8, 9. So 6 plus 3, this can't be any higher than 3. And there's a 1, 2 pair here. This has to be a 3. Once this is a 3, this has to be a 6. This has to be a 9. That takes 6 out of both of those. Takes 6 out of both of those. There must be a 6 in one of those because remember this is a quadruple, which takes 6 out of there. And out of there. 6 must be in one of those. 3 is not there. 3 is not there. This is a 4, 5 pair. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 9 up here. If there's no, because of that 9, if there's no 9, there's no 8 here, and there's no 3 here. This is a 1 or a 2. There's no 3 because actually there's no 3 in any of those. There now must be a 3 in one of those. I don't like pencil marking across boxes like that. There's no 3 here, so there is absolutely a 3 in there. This is strange. These are 15, so you're 9, 6. These, oh no, they're a minimum of 15. So that could still be, no, it can't be because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these must sum to 15. So if I was to put a 9 in there, I'd have to put a 6 in the other one, and I can't because there's a 16 that these can't, there's no 9 there. This is a 7, 8 pair. But this still could, pardon me, 7, 8 or 9, 6. But if this is a 7, 8 pair and there's no 9 in them, well, I must have a 1 up here. Which means there's no 1 down here. So 7 could be 5, 2 or 3, 4. 8 could be 5, 3. So if this is 1, 2, 4, this is 5, 3. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the way to look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not seeing 1 and 2 must go up there because of the 1, 2 pair. One, 2, 3, 6. Can't put a 9 in this 15 cage. Can't put a. I can put a 6. In fact, I've got to put a 6 somewhere in here. I don't know. 12 in 3? I can't put a 1 or a 2 into this 12 cage. Which leaves me with only one option. Similar to what happened over here, if I can't put a 1 or a 2 in a 12 cage, if I was to use anything higher than 3, 4, 5, I'd need to use the 1, 2. This must be 3, 4, 5 in the 12 cage. Hang on, that doesn't work. Yes, it does. This is just a bunch of 3, 4, 5 triples. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 1, 2 pairs and 3, 4, 5 triples. These are 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 9 in there. There must be a 6 in here. Because 7 and 8 equal 15 on their own. So there must be a 6 in that cage. But I could still X-wing 6s. But there must be a 6 in that cage. Oh, but it could be there. No, it can't be, because if it's there, these are 7, 8, and I've blown the total. There must be a 6 in there. And the same is true up here. There must be a 6, and it can't be with a 9. I can take the 9 out of there. What are the options for 15? I must have a 6 and either a 7 or an 8. Does that mean I've only got 2 options? 1, 6, 8 or 2, 6, 7. So these are 1s and 2s. Because I've got to go 1, 6, 8 or 2, 6, 7. 1, 6, 8 or 2, 6, 7. And that's because, and I can have got this without using my calculator by thinking I must use a 6 because otherwise I blow the total. 6 and 7 sum to 6 and 7 sum to 13, and I need the 2. 6 and 8 sum to 14, and I need the 1. And the same is true down here. Now this has given me a 1, 2 pair in this box, so I can take 2 out of there. But I can still do 7, 8 or 9 in here. But that means there must be a 2 up here. This is 1. I can't use the 1 in here because the 1 must be on there because of the 7, 8. This is a 2, which means this was 6, 7. I can take the, 6, 7 up here. Actually, 6 must be there and in there. I can take 6 out of all of those. This is 6, 7. That 2 takes 2 out of all of those, which means this has to be 8 because I can't do 1, 2, 4. I can take 8 out of there. I can take 8 out of there. This is a 6, 7 pair. This becomes a 9, which takes 9 out of there. I've got a 7, 8 pair. That becomes a 9. 9 now must be 5, 4, which takes 5 and 4 out of there. This is 1, 2, 3. This has become a 6. This is a 7. Is this right? The flow on this is insane. For this to be a 7, this has to be a 1 and this has to be an 8 because I can't take it higher because of the 9 here. Takes 1 out of those. There's no 8 in any of those. This is a 6, 7 pair. That becomes an 8. This becomes a 7, which still leaves 5, 2 or 3, 4. This 8 can't have a 2 on it though. So 8 without a 2 is 1, 3, 4. So that's 1, 3, 4. I can take 3 and 4 out of there. I can take 3 and 4 out of there. This becomes 2, 5. This is 6, 7. 3 must be in there for the box, so there's no 3 there. This 2 is looking down, making that a 1. That 2, that becomes 1, and we knew that 1, 6 is 7. I need another 8, so I can take 7 out of there. This is 6, 8. That 2 is looking at that 1, so they are both 1, they are both 2. And I could have got that in multiple different ways. This is clever. I'm just not sure what to do with it. 8 in this box now must be one of those two because I can't put it there, so that's not an 8. This is very clever. 6, 7, 6, 8, 9. So 9 in this box now must be in one of those two, so that's not a 9. That's a 6, 7, 8 triple. That becomes a 9. That is not a 9. The only place left for 9 in that column is there. So these are... Hang on, that 8 is making that a 6 and that an 8. That 6 makes that a 7 and that a 6. The 7 makes that an 8. That 8 makes that a 7. 1, 2, this must be a 3 now to complete the box. This is 3 and 4. The 4 makes that 5 and that 4. The 5 makes that 2 and that 5. 1, 2, 3. I can take 3 out of there. This is a 4, 5 pair, making that 3, which makes that 3. I can take 3 out of both of those. 1, 3, 4. There's no 4 there. That's 5. That's 4. That's 4. That's 5. That's 5. That's 4. This is so clever. This has got such beautiful flow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 and 9. This is 5, 7, and 8. I can't put 7 at the top or 8 there or 5 or 8 there. That's 7. That's 5. That's 8. The 9 makes that 6 and that 9. There's no 2 in the top there because of that 2. There's no 4 there. 8, 9. There's no 4 over here anymore. So this is a 2, 5 pair because the 4 comes out because of that. All of the way these arrows and everything interacted with each other. That was beautiful. Okay, this seems to be the most constrained row now. I need 2 and 7. The 2's line up, meaning I need to put 2 in one of those, which makes that the 2, which takes 2 out of there, which makes that the 2. These are 1, 6, and 8. There's a 1 and 8, so this is a 6. I think this column may now be the most restricted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So these are 4, 5, and 7. Can't put a 5 there. Can't put a 7 there. So I've got a 4, 5 pair. That's the 7. So I take 7 out of there. This is now a 6, 8, 9 triple. So that's the 7, that's the 6. It's going to have to resolve off that, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So there must be 4 in there. There must be 6 in there. Oh, this is looking tricky. 1, 3, and 6. 6's line up to put that there. Oh. 1, 3, 4, and 7. Oh, that's not good. Okay. I need 18 in 3. There's a lot of options for that. But what I can do is I can remove anything that has 2 in it or 8 in it. Okay. So 3, 6, 9. Well, none of them have a 1, so I can take 1 out of that. So I got 3, 6, 9, 4, 5, 9, or 5, 6, 7. So I can take 1 out of all of those. In the column now, this is the only place for a 1, so that becomes an 8. I can take 8 out of there. 8 now must go in there, and that proves again the 8's not in here. 1 is now in one of those 3. This 8, does it do anything else? Oh, this is a tricky ending. Unless I'm missing something. Missing something. The subtitle of my channel. Okay, so 4, 5, 9. 5, 6, 7. It can't be 5, 6, 7. Because if I put 5, 6, 7 in here, that would be a 2 and that would be a 2. So I can't use 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 9. 9 would go in the top. I can't use 4, 5, 9 because 5 can't go in either of those and 9 can't go in either of those. So it can't be 4, 5, 9 either. That leaves one option, which is 3, 6, 9. Now, the only place I can put the 9 is there, and then I need to put in 3 and 6. That becomes the 6. That becomes the 3. The 3 makes that 1 and that 3. 1 and 3 makes that 4. That is not 4. There is no 1, 3, or 4. That's a 7. That 7 makes that 2 and that 7. That 2 makes that 5 and that 2. There's no 3 or 6. This is the 1. So this is a 4, 5 pair. That 3 is looking back, making that 1. That becomes 3. The 5 looks up, making that 4. That becomes 5. That becomes 4. I can take 4 out of those. The 3 looks down, making that 5. That comes across and makes that 3. The 4 makes that 9, which makes that 6, which makes that 8, which makes that 4. The 8 looks across, making that 9, and I put in the 8, and that finishes the puzzle. That was really nice. I don't know why that was called totally unfair. Possibly because if you'd never seen that set break-in, including using the fact that you can't double up, whereas if you do the double up, then you get an elimination, which means all of a sudden you need to fit 25 into 3, and to do that you need to do another double up, and then you need to fit 21 into 2, which is not possible. If you'd never seen that before and you had to figure that out, I imagine this would have been much harder. But because I'd seen this trick in another puzzle, I was possibly able, and that just boils down to experience, I was probably able to progress a little faster than I normally would be able to. But all of the logic and the flows with the bouncing of the high-low, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, all working together in tandem, and you being able to say, well, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's these 1, 2 pairs, so these become 3, 4, 5s. These 1, 2 pairs, once you figured out this had to be 3, 4, 5, and then applying all the pressure, and then just getting all of these quads all over the place. That was really, really nice. Wow, Joseph, thank you. That puzzle was great. I hope people attempted the puzzle, and if they got stuck, used this to get through the break-in, and then was able to use all of those quads and everything on their own, because that was great. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Joseph. Please give it a thumbs up and comment below. Often the setters do watch these videos, so please provide comments so that they can see the feedback that you want to provide. There will be a link to this puzzle on Logic Masters Germany, so please also feel free to go and if you've got an account there, and comment there. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you. I'm almost at my 50th video. This was number 48, I think, and I've been sent a puzzle to do for my 50th video. So I'll be doing that. So I've got one more, and then I've got to record my 50th video. So I'm pretty chuffed about hitting 50. That's a bit of a milestone. I mean, it's an arbitrary number, but arbitrary numbers are fun. Otherwise, why are we doing Sudoku? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a good evening.